Russell, Executive. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kim Russell, Executive Director for the Navajo Department of Health. Good afternoon. It's happy to be here on the President's Facebook Live page. I'm here to introduce to you some really awesome people that I work with on a daily basis who are from the Women and Infant Children program. We are doing a series of lunch and learns, which many of you are probably very familiar with in the past on the President's Facebook page. And these lunch and learns are going to be from the Navajo Department of Health. So I really hope that you come back every Wednesday to learn more about the awesome things that we're doing within the Department of Health. And we're going to present to you some information from our WIC program. Our WIC program is a very important program to many of our women and children. And so you're going to learn a little bit more about the awesome things that they do. So I don't want to delay the great information that you're going to be presented with today. I want to share with you my awesome colleagues as well. So I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to turn over the time to Miss Veronica Clark, and she is our program manager for our WIC program. She's been a part of the WIC program for many years, and we're really happy to have her in this leadership role as the WIC program director. So I'm going to hand it over to Miss Veronica Clark, and thank you for joining us today.
Yaje. She ya Veronica Clark da shajene. Ado nanist editachi in the shlino ashihim ashichin. Tabahada shichado twagbini dashanala. Adon late in lido ayisi na shan and lay hoyet a cashed. Ado di Navajo Nation Women, Infant, Children program banashnish. March dohashta a program manager. Open the ashitolt kodik WIC program Bill Short. Nana Adoya, thank you to Office of the President, Vice President for allowing this time to do this lunch and learn from Navajo Department of Health. I will give you brief information about our program, and so that's what I'll start with. A little bit of history of the WIC program and where we're at now. So the Navajo Nation WIC Nutrition Program, just a little bit of highlight now. We are honoring, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the WIC program. And there's a logo honoring the past and nourishing the future. And I'll talk a little bit about that as we move through the presentation. So what we're going to be learning today is just, what is WIC and how does WIC work and where are the WIC offices located on the reservation for Navajo. So those are the three main points I'll be talking about. So first of all, WIC is a supplemental nutrition program, and it does stand for the acronym Women, Infants, and Children. We are funded by USDA from the Dallas, Texas office, and we are part of the Southwest Regional Office. And the reason why we're celebrating our 50th anniversary is because the first clinic opened in the United States in 1974 in Kentucky. However, for Navajo Nation, we opened our first clinic here in 1982. So we branched off of the Arizona WIC program and since then operated as part of the ITO Indian Tribal Organization. So we're independently run. USDA provides the funding directly to Navajo Nation, and that's how we run the program here. WIC is not only here on Navajo, it is available in all 50 states. There are 33 Indian tribal organizations. Of course, there are WIC programs in American Samoa, District of Columbia, Guam, Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. So those are all the places that WIC operates. The foods we provide from WIC are really designed to supplement our participants' diets with specific nutrients. So back in 1974, research found that a lot of our U.S. population were lacking certain nutrients within their daily diet. So based on that, they started purchasing these foods for participants. So we just supplement the normal diet that every participant has. And the focus is to improve the health and well-being of pregnant women, infants, children, and also their families. So here I'm going to go over the WIC eligibility. There are eligibility criteria that potential applicants must meet. So these applicants must meet categorical eligibility, residential eligibility, income, of course, and nutrition risk. So with categorical requirement, what we mean is if you are pregnant, women that are pregnant, postpartum women up to 6 months after they've had their babies. If you're a breastfeeding mom, you're eligible up to your baby's first birthday. Infants are eligible up to first birthday, and then after that, they're categorized as children once they turn 1 year old. Once they're categorized as children, then they're eligible up to the 5th birthday. So that's what we mean by categorical requirement. And then again, WIC benefits are not limited only to food. We do provide referrals. We do have that opportunity to help families. So we are a referral resource for families. We do immunization and just other referrals that the WIC certifier sees that you need once they do the intake with you as a participant. Again, back to the eligibility residential requirement. It says that you must live in the state with which you applied with Navajo, as long as you're within the Navajo boundaries or even the border towns. We do ask for your proof of residence. And normally participants will bring in their location of home, a document with their mailing address, maybe their driver's license, or an ID showing where they received their mail or where their home is located. We do use income as part of our eligibility as well. And we follow the income level that is determined by the Department of Health and Human Services. So that's usually 185% of the federal poverty level income guidelines is what we follow. And we also do the what we call adjunctive eligibility. That means that if you provide a document that shows you are eligible for Medicaid, TANF, Social Security, those type of programs, you are automatically eligible for WIC, even if you are on the SNAP program. So if you have a document saying that you are participating currently on those programs, you, your infant, your child, your grandchild might be eligible. So those are things that we can work with you. The other thing we do as well is, let's say you come in as a walk-in to WIC program and you forgot your income documents. The WIC staff are willing to work with you where you can do a self-declaration of your income. So what you do is fill out a form saying that, yes, I am participating on these programs, or yes, this is how much I earn from work, or my spouse earns from work. As long as those amounts are within that income guideline, we can put you on the program that way, and we call that self-declaration. So we try to work with our participants as much as we can. We do need to continue to help our people out there that need the extra food. The other thing that we look at is the nutrition risk requirement. And this occurs when we determine your income eligibility. We will take measurements. We take weight, height, and we take a small blood sample from your child or from you. Infants, we wait until 1 year of age to do this. But we do these measurements to determine if you may have a health risk. We also ask questions related to your diet. So we might determine there is a nutritional risk. So these are the things that we go through at the time you're being enrolled for WIC. So let's say your child might have a low iron count. So then the nutrition worker will say, okay, your child is anemic. So these are some foods, WIC foods that will help you help your child become better. So those are some things that we also do. So we do height, weight, and blood work at the time you are being enrolled as well. We do have 12 clinics. We are merging the Farmington clinic with the Shiprock clinic. So the areas that we have are the Fort Defiance Clinic, which is now located at St. Michael's, right next to the post office. Ganado Clinic is located on the Sage Memorial Hospital campus. Chinle WIC is located on the Chinle chapter premises. Pinon is also located on the Pinon chapter premises. Tsaili is located, the WIC clinic there is located at the junction, right across from the store. And then the Tuba City WIC clinic is located across from Subway. There's a little plaza there, and it's located across from there. Kayenta WIC is located within the Indian Health Services facility. So they're located there. Shiprock is also located on the IHS facility there at Northern Medical Center. Crown Point is also located on the Crown Point IHS vicinity. Gallup is located right behind the Gallup post office. You can't miss it. It's right behind there. Like I said, Farmington is relocating to Shiprock, and they'll be located with the Shiprock WIC office. Winslow is located on the Winslow Indian Health Care Center, the hospital there. They are on the second floor, so that's where Winslow is located. And then now some of the foods that we provide through the WIC program, we have the chiyan, the betsiliki, ayosla kantle. So those are some things that we advocate for WIC. And over the years, WIC has really made improvements in the types of food that they give out to their participants. Back in the early days, 1980s and on, I know they only had the milk, cheese, eggs, and juice and cereal, and the peanut butter. Now we've expanded that food package to include more variety of, they've added the fruits and vegetables. You can get fresh fruits and vegetables, and you also can get canned fruits and vegetables. So a lot of these food items that we give from WIC, and earlier I stated that they provide specific nutrients. So because the participants were lacking these nutrients to help them have a healthy body, have nutrients that they need in their bodies. So some of the things that we have are milk, cheese, and yogurt, and they provide the calcium and the B vitamins. We also have eggs. The newest type of egg we added on were organic and cage-free eggs. Of course, they provide protein and vitamin A. We give out the juice, shelf-stable and frozen, and that's for vitamin C. We also give out a variety of cereal, and I'll show you some pictures of the cereal items that we do offer. And of course, that's for iron. They must be iron fortified cereal, cold cereal, and also hot cereal like malto meal and cream of wheat. Fresh fruits and vegetables, we offer a variety of those. It's like any type of fresh fruit, any type of fresh vegetables, any canned or fresh fruits and vegetables. And of course, those have calcium, fiber, iron, magnesium, potassium, vitamin A and C as well. One of the newest items that we also have are the bread. We offer bread, and those are whole wheat bread. We offer their tortillas, pasta, brown rice, and of course they provide the fiber, protein, and carbohydrates. We also have the dried or canned beans, peas, or lentils, and then that's for protein, iron, B vitamins, and fiber as well, and peanut butter. And then tofu. I know a lot of our Navajo participants don't buy tofu. Some do, but if they do, then they'll get that protein, iron, and the calcium they need. We also have the infant foods, and those are the stage 1 and stage 2 infant foods that are in the small jars. and that's the meat and the fruits and vegetables as well for infants. So here I'm showing one of our handouts that we give out to our participants when they come to the WIC office, and it just shows ways that you can use your WIC foods. We have the pictures of the dried or canned beans, and then the peanut butter and the tofu, and then the fruits and vegetables. And one of the things here is, you know, like the applesauce. We even offer the Hunt's tomato, canned tomatoes. And then the other thing I would like to emphasize here is we also allow the picante sauce. I don't know how many of you guys like to eat chili, but you know that picante sauce is one of the ones that you can buy with the WIC foods, as well as fresh chili. Milk, you know, we offer milk. We also offer the lactose-free milk for those of us that are lactose intolerant. So those are things that we offer, the type of milk that we have. We also have the evaporated milk, and then we also have the powdered milk. Eggs is there, and then the juice, and then the cereal, and then also the bread, the grain group here. We also offer tuna, sardines, and salmon, but this is only for women that are breastfeeding their babies. So women that are full-time breastfeeding their babies, not giving their babies any formula, they get this extra food package for those participants. Here are some of the new things that we've added this past year. Kefir milk. Of course, you know, there's a variety of flavors, not only guava, they're all different flavors for kefir milk. So when I look at our redemption, I notice that a lot of our Navajo participants don't buy the kefir milk, but that is there for you. We also added fresh herbs. You know, that's part of the fresh fruits and vegetable group. So these are things that WIC participants can buy with their WIC benefit card as well. So we don't give checks no more. We give out little benefit cards, sort of like the SNAP card. We give those to our clients. Some of the newest ones that we've added this year are the smaller versions of yogurt. We only used to give 32-ounce yogurt, the bigger containers, but this past year we've added the smaller ones, single servings. And some of those are like the Yoplait, Stonyfield, Oikos. There's different flavors. We also have Food Club, Great Value, Kroger, all of these little 5.5 to 6-ounce serving size of yogurt. And then I was talking about the infant food as well. We have the stage 1 fruits and vegetables. We also have stage 2 added as well. So those are for babies. Here I'm just sharing a handout. My staff, our WIC workers, have really worked hard on developing handouts that are applicable to our Navajo culture, to kind of, you know, keep it here at our level and our participants level. So we worked hard on developing handouts, and this is one of the ones that our next presenter, Aura developed this handout, and it just talks about the stages of growth for the babies, and you know, what type of their developmental stages, and what kind of foods that they can be fed at that certain age. So, and of course we do promote breastfeeding, and these are all WIC babies from the Navajo Nation. We added that there. So these are just some educational handouts that we do provide to our participants. Like I said, we did revise our handouts, and this one here is related to iron, and you know, best iron sources for women. And this is one of our WIC participants here. She is expecting, and we did a lot of revisions to our handouts. So this is one of the ones, and you know, making sure that we have our logo on there, and then we have to have the USDA logo on there as well, because we're funded from there. One of the newer items that I would like everyone to know is that we've been working hard at trying to add foods that our Navajo people use, and one of them is the blue cornmeal. we've been advocating for the past 2 years to USDA, to legislation up at the Washington level, that this would be something good for our WIC participants as well. We all use this as for bread, for cereal. We use it in some of our traditional cooking. So we succeeded on April 9th of this year. The Food and Nutrition section with USDA finalized the updates, and we are now going to have blue cornmeal added to our WIC foods. Hopefully by fall of 2025, we will have this added on. If not, then maybe the early part of 2026. But it took a long time for us to get this through, but it is there. The other product is the yellow cornmeal as well. So just wanted to share this with everybody, that this is going to be a new food item with the WIC foods. And then earlier I did mention we are celebrating our 50th anniversary celebration. We've had 3 events this month. We had one in Chinle. We started with Chinle, and that was on the 13th of June. We had a walk. There are pictures of my staff there. And I just want to say thank you to all the community members in Chinle that participated in this. We also had one here in Window Rock, and the outcome was excellent. We had it over at the zoo. The last one we had was last week in Tuba City, and that was a surprise. We had a lot of community participants participate in that walk. And, if it wasn't for the WIC staff that took on this planning, I think we wouldn't have accomplished much with the walk. But just to let everyone know that we did celebrate the 50th anniversary in these areas. And I just want to say thank you. And then last but not least, I do have a picture here from a year ago. Mr. Brian Dittmeyer and Miss Christina Chauvenet were the 2 key people that helped move the approval for blue cornmeal to be approved as a WIC food item. And they did visit us last year, and we did have long discussions with them. And so they are here, and I just want to say thank you to everybody. And the next presenter is also part of our WIC program. Her name is Aura Nez. She will go more in depth about the extra program that WIC also emphasizes on, which is the breastfeeding promotion. WIC does advocate for breastfeeding as the first choice of infant feeding. So I will let Aura start her presentation now. Thank you. Yeah.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for that, Veronica. My name is Aura Nez. I'm Matdishkijin Nishlin. Tatnisani Abashichin, Toba Deshache, Ado, Todichini Edashnella, Quita Aya Stananishlin. My family is originally from Pinon, Arizona, but I live and reside here in Fort Defiance. I have 5 children whom I've all breastfed. I work with the WIC program. I've been working with the WIC program a little over 16 years, and as a breastfeeding peer counselor for about 15 and a half years. I am now a senior nutrition worker with the WIC program. So a part of my responsibilities here is seeing clients and doing intake with clients, and also advocating for the breastfeeding promotion part of our program. Our breastfeeding promotion program. So I'll go ahead and bring my slide up. So our Navajo Nation has a WIC breastfeeding promotion program. The Navajo Nation WIC breastfeeding promotion program was created in 2005 with a mission to support, increase, and encourage breastfeeding for expectant mothers on the Navajo Nation. We had hired peer counselors at that time, and peer counselors provide breastfeeding education and support by in-person appointments and phone consultations throughout the prenatal and postpartum period. So depending on the number of peer counselors that we have at the time, they divide the number of clinics, and they see different clients at each clinic level, either by phone appointments or by in-person appointments. So they rotate their schedules accordingly to see as many clients and give information about breastfeeding. WIC promotes breastfeeding as the healthiest way to feed your baby. More than 86% of new mothers initiate breastfeeding for some length of time. We have a high rate here for initiation rate here on the Navajo Nation. We're proud of those rates. Breastfeeding is the best food for the first year of life. It helps babies grow healthy and strong and protects them from infection and illness. Breast milk is custom made to be the perfect food for your baby. A lot of our peer counselors educate on breastfeeding promotion. We always give our clients the choice to breastfeed. We don't force them to breastfeed. As part of the breastfeeding education and support, Navajo Nation WIC provides breastfeeding promotion and support services for pregnant and postpartum participants to encourage them on their breastfeeding journey, whatever that may be, in whatever time frame that may be. The benefits and services include breastfeeding information through guidance, counseling, and education material. We start seeing clients as soon as they come in for their first prenatal appointments and continue to see them throughout their pregnancy and throughout the duration of however long they choose to breastfeed, where it could be anywhere from a couple weeks to years. So as long as they continue their journey, our peer counselors will continue to see them. And then for our participants, eligibility for breastfeeding mothers to participate in WIC longer from 6 months to 1 year longer. So as long as a mother is breastfeeding and she's a participant with the WIC program, she's eligible to stay on the WIC program longer, depending on how often she's breastfeeding. She could be partially nursing or exclusively nursing. And then it determines how long she'll be eligible for the WIC program. Her infant will be eligible until baby turns 5 years old. And also our WIC moms get an enhanced food package for greater variety and quantity for breastfeeding mothers, meaning that our WIC women that choose to breastfeed or partially nurse, they get a little bit slightly bigger food package. And as Veronica had stated, they get different varieties of food to help replenish their nutrients after childbirth. And then we also have breast pumps to help support the initiation and continuation of breastfeeding. We have breast pumps available here for moms who have a medical need or babies who have a medical need. We have medical need breast pumps, and we also have breast pumps that are for moms that go back to work or go back to school. And a part of our process of training our peer counselors and being peer counselors, we take on the responsibility of sharing about the benefits of breastfeeding. And we incorporating that with our own Navajo way of thinking, Nissa case, our thinking way of heart. So as we go through the 4 realms of how we grow, we teach based on that aspects. So the benefits of breastfeeding for a baby, we protect against ear infections, protects against colds and flu, reduces the risk of obesity, reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes, and is the perfect food for baby, made particular for each baby. And then the bonding and connection that it provides. For the benefits for mom, it causes less bleeding after birth, the less risk for obesity and diabetes, and then it decreases the risk of postpartum depression. It decreases risk of reproductive cancers, and it saves money. So we educate our clientele about all of these benefits, and then as we follow them along, we give them examples of how breastfeeding can be beneficial for baby, mom, the family, the community, and the home. In our second stage of Nahat planning, we talk to them in early prenatal about planning for breastfeeding, about encouraging our clientele to get routine prenatal care. And then we also help them in the system here at the office. If they miss a prenatal appointment, we get in hold of the local hospitals and get in touch with them so that we can make sure that they're getting that prenatal care. And then we also encourage them to tell their doctors and their midwives that they would like to breastfeed. And then which that would incorporate no artificial nipples or pacifiers or no formulas be given to your baby. A lot of our hospitals here on the Navajo Nation are baby-friendly hospitals, meaning their first choice is breastfeeding. And those hospitals that aren't baby-friendly, we really recommend our clients to have the conversation with their doctors and midwife on what their feeding choices are, so that their feeding choices can be respected. And then as we go through our education, we always talk about support, building your support team. The father, the partner, we encourage them to come into their appointments. Grandmothers, mothers, and sisters, we, especially those who have breastfeed, to talk to our clientele and our moms and encourage them to breastfeed, and we answer any questions that they may have. And then as peer counselors and staff members here at the WIC program, we support their breastfeeding journey by giving them information that they may ask for. We give out encouraging messages for them, and we also follow them along after they have their babies and check in with them postpartum. We encourage them to develop a birth plan, about talking about skin to skin, breastfeeding within the first hour, and also about just rooming in, staying with your baby during the whole duration of their hospital experience. The other part of INNA is living. We talk to our moms about, how do I start breastfeeding? Breastfeeding as soon as possible after giving birth. Holding your baby skin to skin, keeping your baby with you night and day, learning your baby's hunger signs, and choosing a comfortable position to breastfeed. And we, as a WIC program, providing nutrition education, we encourage them to eat healthy meals after delivery, to regain what they lost during their labor and delivery, and to replenish their nutrients, continuing to take their prenatal vitamins and anything their doctor recommends at that point. And then we let mom and baby learn to breastfeed. On this aspect, I always think about when I was growing up, our grandmothers and our elders always used to say, when we used to go into the corrals and the sheep, is that we do not touch the sheep, we do not touch the baby lambs. And I always encourage and use that metaphor with our moms, that let mom and baby learn to breastfeed, let mom and learn to bond with one another. It's kind of that same aspect of not touching the baby lamb, and then let them learn together and grow together. And then sin fulfillment. A lot of moms always ask, how long should I breastfeed? As for breastfeeding, there's no time frame of when a mom should stop breastfeeding. We have moms who breastfeed for a short duration, and we have moms who breastfeed for a longer duration, even years. It was traditionally accepted for moms and our babies to breastfeed well into kindergarten, and our societal norms have changed that aspect. So from this perspective, what I have to share is that breastfeeding is the greatest gift that you can give your baby. The nurse child is given a positive connection and knowledge of the surrounding world. These children are also strong in body, mind, and spirit. A breastfed baby will always be with the mother, no matter where he or she goes in life. It is the initial connection that directs a child to walk with beauty all around. And that was by Annie Kahn in 1999. For the best health outcomes, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends exclusive breastfeeding for approximately 6 months, just exclusively, followed by continued breastfeeding with complementary foods for at least 2 years and beyond as mutually desired. So we tell our moms that it's good to breastfeed at least 6 months, if not more, and then start introducing complementary food like baby food and cereals that the WIC provides, and then they can breastfeed with both as long as they desire. And then we also encourage fathers supporting breastfeeding. We always tell our fathers will come in and ask, how can we prepare for breastfeeding? How can we be supportive of breastfeeding? And basically that's just being prepared. WIC offers each new prenatal family a breastfeeding Keep It Simple book, which provides information about benefits of breastfeeding, what to expect. And our WIC clinics, some of them provide information for our fathers on what they can do to help mom after delivery and also during the prenatal period. Partner support. WIC encourages family and partners to attend WIC and prenatal appointments to learn about breastfeeding, healthy eating for mom and baby. We encourage them to come in and talk about what their concerns are, what questions they may have. We encourage them to go to the prenatal appointments and talk with the midwife and talk with the doctors and be there and be that support person, that support coach when time for baby arrives. And also telling them to be available. WIC offers insight on how to support mom and baby after delivery. Dads and grandmas and sisters can do skin to skin, swaddling, and talking about the cradle board and how that helps to raise baby as well. Burping and changing baby. And then consulting mom or cooking for mom healthy foods to recover from delivery. And thereafter, cooking for mom, helping with the household chores. There's many things that dad can do to help with breastfeeding and help in the home after baby's born. And then also Masana's support, grandmother's support. Masana can help calm baby, sing to baby, cuddle baby, change baby's diaper. Masana can spot hunger cues, signs that baby needs to feed from mom. Masana can burp baby and put baby to sleep after baby is done feeding. Masana can cook for mom, help clean the home, care for other grandkids. Masana can support mom by letting her get nap time with baby. And Masana can come to mom's WIC appointments and learn more about breastfeeding. And from our Navajo Breastfeeding Coalition, their motto and their quote is "Binit di await albama yilto," let the baby breastfeed. So we teach about Masanas on how they can support breastfeeding as well. Breastfeeding duration. As I was saying, our Navajo Nation WIC initiation rate is one of the highest in the country, is at 86%. Yet our duration rate falls below societal norms at 41%. Breastfeeding duration in the Navajo Nation has its own challenges. There are various reasons why women stop breastfeeding. Some common reasons are family and social support, from spouse to partner, family, employers, and healthcare providers. Some families and mothers lack the support they need to continue breastfeeding. Some of them have no support at home or help at home. So we try to help that and alleviate and give ideas of what they can do. Historical trauma is a big thing of why our duration rates are low. The forced assimilation, the removal of children, loss of traditional practices over time. So we're bringing back our traditions and our telling them about our milk is medicine and how we can bring that back into our younger generation that are having babies and continue to share that knowledge with them. Our social economic factors, poverty, lack of access to resources, employment demands, and inadequate health care services. So we're trying to fill in the gap as WIC employees on how we can provide a little bit of information on how clients can access different resources so that they can make it better. And then the health care. The lack of access of healthcare, health conditions. Some clients have health conditions during prenatal period, and we try to give them education on how we can make breastfeeding successful for them. WIC as community partners. We are WIC and we are community partners, and we partner with different community entities in our community across the Navajo Nation. And as part of WIC, Navajo Nation WIC is part of the BFHI healthcare team. We are step 10. We provide community support and care. So we work with our local hospitals to provide those support and care that are BFHI, and making sure that we have an ongoing referral system that we can work with our hospitals where we can work hand in hand with midwives that if a mom needs breastfeeding support or that nutrients to enroll in the WIC program. We also collaborate with the Navajo Breastfeeding Coalition for client support and resources. And this works well with clients that may not qualify for the WIC program. We always have a referral system of where they can utilize other services in the community. And then we also reach out to the coalition if we need extensive help or if they're interested in doula programs that the coalition provides. We provide information on the Navajo Nation Healthy Start Act, the Navajo Nation Workplace Breastfeeding Law, which supports working moms who return to work. So we do have our breastfeeding law, and we share that information with our clientele on how to make that that law work for them, how to advocate for themselves, and how to start communication with their employers. And as I said again, we do provide breast pumps to our mom who return to work or school. So we do all kind of assessments and making sure that mom is doing okay. And then we are a resource as well. We connect clients and providers with other resources out in the community from, like I said, the Navajo Breastfeeding Coalition. We have a Navajo WIC Breastfeeding resource guide that we connect our clientele with in different hospitals. Some of our clients are being seen in one community and they deliver in another community that may be an hour away. So we want to connect those services to make sure that they get the services they need for their families. And then we always refer back to other resource guides, and then we work well hand in hand with our Next Mexico Breastfeeding Task Force and hospitals and other service providers to make sure that we can answer our clientele's questions and give them the information they may need at that time. Another thing I would like to share is we also have a national and a world breastfeeding celebration, and it's always in August of every year. But as our Native and Indigenous people, we celebrate our Indigenous Milk Medicine Week, and this has been going on. Our Indigenous Milk Medicine Week is formerly known as Native Breastfeeding Week. The celebration seeks to honor the diversity of Native breastfeeding experiences, increase support and resources, promote healing and wellness, and provide stories and knowledge regarding Native breastfeeding. As Indigenous people and Indigenous women, we share our knowledge and information so that our Indigenous knowledge can be used from our Navajo people up into our northern relatives and our northern brothers and sisters. And this year's theme is Mind Body Milk Medicine, and we celebrate it every year from August 8th to the 14th. So we celebrate, majority of it is on social media, and we'll have a conference this year. So it's good things that we share with our community and clientele about how we can diversify our Indigenous milk medicine with our Navajo people. And I want to leave you with our breastfeeding wisdom from Annie Kahn. When a mother breastfeeds, she gives her baby her sunshine. She gives her baby her name. She gives her baby her song. She gives her baby her life song. Breastfeeding is the greatest gift that you can give your baby. As we walk with our babies, we are walking the earth. We are walking for two people, so walk a good path. Annie Kahn, 2002. And these are our contact information with the WIC program. We do have and operate a breastfeeding helpline number that's 24/7, and that number is listed there below so that we are always available for our clientele and people who may need the service of what to expect in terms of breastfeeding. And thank you.
Good afternoon, Shea Sherilyn Yazi and Shea Haskanato and Shlonkia Ani Bashashin, Halsoda Shanella Hashlishi Dashache, with Adana Estaninchla. I am the Health Services Administrator for the Public Health Services Division under the Navajo Department of Health. I just want to thank Aura and Veronica for your great presentation. On behalf of the Public Health Services Division, I just want to thank each and every one of you out there in the World Wide Web for listening in and tuning in with us today. And we look forward to working with each and every one of you out in the communities. The WIC program is one of 13 programs under the Public Health Services Division, and we are working diligently and we are working towards recruiting more Navajo children to our program. So if you have not signed up, please do not hesitate to find the nearest WIC office, or please don't hesitate to contact the Navajo Department of Health at 928-871-6350. We are eager to help. We are eager to join you. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, each and every one of you.